This is going to be a quick guide on how to wire up the reverse light for a manual swap Civic, specifically a K swap. This should also apply to any other manual swap as well. So the first thing you want to do is find the reverse light or the reverse switch sensor that goes to the reverse lights, which is this one right here. This will sit on top of the gearbox and should be a green and yellow. On the K series it's right next to the shifter selector. On the D series I think it's on the rear near the wheel speed sensor or the gearbox speed sensor. So you want to find this, disconnect it, because we're going to need to use a multimeter on it in the middle. We're going to come in the cabin here to your wiring harness. So you have a patch harness already plugged in. Mine's a bit messy. What you want to look for is your old factory harness loop, because your patch harness should also go into this somehow. This would be for the automatic and all of the other stuff that went to the car that we don't need anymore. So reverse light wires run from the front into here, and they run through this connector which goes into the rest of the body harness, and then it somehow comes back to here. So what you want is you want to go ahead and look at the colors of wires that you have on your reverse switch. Should be green and yellow, kind of like these. I'll tell you what these are in a minute. Put them over there. What you want to do is you want to get your factory harness here, and you want to look for the green and yellow. They should be pretty closely coloured. There's quite a few in here, but the right coloured ones were actually these two right here, light green and yellow. I've already cut mine because I got going a little bit. I started just 5 minutes ago. So what you want to do is you want to check all of the green and yellows, or if you know it's this one, what you do, have a look at the front of the plug, get your multimeter, which I had over here, get your multimeter, put it on continuity there, then you want to hook one of this wire to the front of the car in there on the yellow wire of the plug. You might have to get an extension lead for this so it reaches up the front. So you put your red wire or black, doesn't matter, you put your red or black onto one of these, onto the yellow. You want to do yellow to yellow and green to green. So put one of your wires on the yellow, then go up the front of the car to the reverse plug, pull the plug off, and then put your other multimeter lead on the yellow as well. Now if it starts buzzing, it means you've got the right wires. If not, you're going to have to go through and check all of these until you find the one that buzzes out. And you can do the same with the green as well. So once you've found these, you'll cut them off. I've cut them off here. Cap these up, save them for later in case you need to reconnect them for whatever reason. And then we want the other end, these two. Essentially we're gonna connect two extension wires to here. We're gonna splice into them, and we're gonna connect them over here. Now, when the car was an automatic, this plug would have had more wires going into it here. I'm not exactly sure how it looked, but it would have had more wires. And you would have wanted this all would have connected to a little module where the automatic select shift sat on. So mine's been cut off, and all you want out of this whole loom anyway is for the red, or you want to loop the two big wires together. That's all you want to do, is you want to either solder them together or put them into a fuse like this. In my other car, they're actually just soldered together. So you want to do that. Then you want to find your yellow and green reverse switch wires. These are the wires you want. This is the ones we're going to be using. What we're going to be doing is connecting these to these, because these are from the switch. From the switch in the gearbox all the way to here, and then they'll go into this, which will be this runs all the way back to the reverse lights. Now, when you actually put the car in reverse, what that does is it connects the gearbox switch together, closes the switch, creating a circuit between the green and the yellow, allowing power to flow. It's essentially two power wires. Now you can test this by shorting these together, which will create a circuit, or complete the circuit, and that'll turn your reverse lights on. So you can test that out as well. What we're going to do is we're going to extend these wires to these, and then we're going to test it out and see if it works. Got them extended. Just running under the dash here. My two wires. Just got them twisted for now. We're going to check if it works. No, that'll explain it. So now, I'm just gonna solder these together, put some heat shrink on them, tidy them up, clean the wires up, tuck them away, glove box back in, and then we can go ahead and do the reverse camera next. There you go, that's how you do it on a K-swap.